Now, a report out yesterday says countries that are part of the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership have actually taken away over 112,000 jobs in Ohio just last year alone. But I'm not really sure how they arrived at that number. I looked at the report, I read the things, and I got to tell you something. To a certain degree, it flies in the face of conventional wisdom. But we know this is a major issue on both sides of the aisle. In Michigan and Mississippi, take a look at this. Large portions of voters there felt that trade was an economic job killer. Now, according to the roundtable, the benefits of trade in Ohio, they're immense. They create 1.5 million jobs. Moreover, if we do enter into a trade war, not only are small businesses going to be hurt, so will consumers who have to pay a whole lot more for stuff like TVs and computers. It's going to hit poor people and middle class really hard. So there's no doubt we've got to figure out a way to get better trade, maybe fair trade, but will a trade war be it? Do we unravel NAFTA? Do we unravel the TPP? I've got the best to help us out here because it can't be protectionism or socialism. Joining me now, Steve Forbes, Georgette Mosbacher, and Stacy Washington. Let me start with you, Steve. Fair trade, free trade. Help us out here.
It's got to be free trade, Charles. And you pointed to Ohio. Ohio's been a great job creator. Why? Because John Kasich, as governor, has reduced taxes, gotten spending under control, done sensible things and regulations. That's how you turn this country around.
So if I live in Ohio and I'm watching this right now, this is what I'm saying. This guy, Steve Forbes, is nuts. In 2000, we had over 1 million manufacturing jobs, and now it's down to 600,000. And NAFTA took it, the currency manipulation took it, and so-called free trade took my job.
Ohio's lost jobs from the 2000 to 2008 when John Kasich took over precisely because it had lousy economic policies. They've been on a tax-raising binge, other binges. You look at manufacturing in this country, go to auto plants in the South where they didn't do silly things like they did in Detroit in terms of management. They are now thriving. Manufacturing jobs are actually going up in this country. It gets absolutely no publicity. So if you want to turn the country around, I wrote a book on it called Reviving America. You do the flat tax. You want to cut taxes, you have a stable dollar, and you have patient control of health care.
I'm going to ask you about the dollar in a moment, but Georgette, you're a very successful businesswoman. You've been all around the world. You understand how this works. People are on both sides, whether it's Bernie Sanders saying he'll take a socialistic approach or protectionism and high tariffs. Just Ohio alone, I want to let the folks at home know, Ohio has 16,000 businesses that export. 89% of them are small businesses. It's $64 billion a year. How do you change everything without jeopardizing that?
Well, you can't. I mean, the fact is that these trade deals actually work. This is what our politicians haven't said is this is driven by technology and productivity. That's where the job losses came, not because of the trade. But none of that matters because it's about perception. And the perception is that these trade deals have caused job loss. And perception in politics is reality. So we've got to get someone who can win and make those people feel that are disenfranchised because they think they've lost their jobs because they've gone overseas, and bring them in and then explain to them. That doesn't mean that these deals can't be better.
Right.
They can't. But the reality is it's really about other things that they don't understand.
Well, Stacy, you know, everyone's seen this video, these carrier employees 2 or 3 weeks ago being told to their faces, your jobs are going to Mexico. That's what's echoing throughout this country right now.
Absolutely, Charles. And I think one thing we have to look at is the impact that unionization is having on these workplaces. Some of these manufacturing jobs have left non-right-to-work states to go to right-to-work states, and some of the issues that we're seeing are related to, it's a number of factors that are playing a role in whether or not states and cities and towns are business friendly. The high taxation is a huge issue, and any Republican on our side, any of our nominees, is going to be addressing that with their policy. On the other hand, we have Hillary Clinton, who announced a couple of days ago, Charles, that she's planning on destroying the fracking industry. Yeah. People in Ohio and Pennsylvania should pay close attention to that because that's something that will impact their jobs in a negative way.
There's no doubt about it, guys, but this thing is so much more complicated than I think a lot of folks know, and we're going to make some serious decisions about it here